them live for a good few seconds. Wow. It's a long time since I've used OBS, so I don't really know how the thing is going. I'm very tired, very sleepy, and haven't been home in a while, and I should be home right now, but I feel that there are some people out there who would want to do a little maths revision right now, and I just want to get back in the habit of using glossary. So let's we just do the thing. Let me start the thing. I don't see it in Samantha, Ella, Deshash, Raul, Samantha, what's up? So the usual people. So you'll do me a favor and just press like on the video. We'll have a lot of this coming up. So I just get in the mood. My energy might be that high. We just doing it mellow. You could just work along with me as we go through this. This is a sample exam. What we're doing is we organizing a host of predictions. What would come if a paper 2 happens, but this Wednesday we will know for sure what CSEC is gonna do for us. So just close up the live chat, press like on the stream, and then we get you can turn back on the live chat afterwards, but let me get cracking on this. So maybe I will what to do. I need to see the chat, pop out the chat. Just it's a while since I used this thing, so maybe if I put the chat like here, so I'll like in it, and I can put this here, so in case I need to check out anything. Alright, so well, we do the thing. I see once the new names here too. We out here. I see and again to see like the number of people on the stream. That's something like you want to see. Sorry for taking so long to start. It's been a while, as I said, since I don't know how to do this. Normally I use Streamlab. You all hear me properly? Why isn't the chat if everybody hearing me properly? There's an echo. There's an echo. You all hearing me properly, or is there an echo? There's not supposed to be an echo. Check. Alright, so it's good there now. Is it clean and much better there? No echo? I feel like everything in order there. Oi. Right. Nice. The echo gone. Echo, there's an echo. Oh, it have a little delay with this chat, boy. So keep in mind there's a delay with the chat with OBS. It's a while since I have used OBS. Better? It's good? Okay, better now. Right. So let me get cracking. So we're doing the first question now. This in the process of being made, so everything now perfect right now. Without the use of a calculator. So width, how about width? The use when I see this question, how about width? The use of a calculator, where's my calculator, boy? With or without, bro? Width. Where the people are gone? Here it is. So width, we can stick with our width now, boy. And we do shift and that. So this is the calculator that I recommend. 5/6 multiply by one of the recent videos I did has the details and places in Trinidad that you can get this calculator from. Shift to 1/3. Bang, and your calculator just give you the answer there, and you're not going to change just to decimals. So this is good. This is an improper fraction. That's good. This is giving you the exact value. So straight up the answer is 14/3. Now that should get you full 2 marks. If you want to be a little extra, like I advise some of my students to be extra, and you do the working afterwards where you change this to improper, multiply, then subtract. That's up to you. Let's get into the next one. The next question is 260. So we'll have to put the fractions like this. Then we put 260 divided by, that's weird to have a division sign there, 0.08 to be squared. All over 1000 bang, and I'm getting, where my chat gone by, everything has disappeared. I am getting, the video is blurred. No, the video good. This is 325 over 8. Once again, you're not going to change this to a decimal. I mean, you could. You're giving you the exact thing. This is the 8 family from primary school. I remember that 1 8 2 8 3 8. This to me, this looking like what, 5 8s. So this is 40 and 5 8s. That's cool. I don't think the video blurred. It's supposed to be giving a nice quality there. I'm supposed to be 1080p. So yeah, anyhow, we get 40.25, right? That's exact 40.625 to be sure. And I think the next question is going to ask us to deal with that 40.625. So we're going to take that 40.625 from part A2 and express it to one decimal place, 3 significant figures, the nearest whole number. Why isn't it chat if you know how to do that? So if you don't know how to do that, well, bro, and you're doing an exam this next month, well, that's rough. 40.625 to one decimal place, 40.6, that looking good to me. 3 significant figures, also 40.6, that's 1 2 3, and nearest whole number 41. Well, you can just put 41. Free marks. Alright, read this question out of 10. This first part, A and B, out of 10. Everybody understand that fully? If I save any video, I might save the video. Anybody find my volume real low, or is it that my volume is good? Nah, my volume good. Or let's just be making up things. Somebody say, yes, the volume is low. Is it good now? Is it that I was talking soft? Part C, Joseph invested 44,000 in his account. He received 2 years later 20. You gotta watch these dates, June the 1st. Alright, June the 1st again. So in my mind, okay, June the 1st. So like it was in 2020, June the 1st, middle of 2020, going to 2021. And then he going in the future there to 2022, June the 1st. So that's like 2 years. For sure, that's 2 years. Now you gotta be careful. There's a question that came once and they had like Jan the 1st, and then in this one they have end of 2022. That actually is a span of 3 years. That actually is a span of 3 years. Alright, so you gotta turn up your volume now. Because this is the best I can do right now. So but in this case we have a span of 2 years, from June the 1st 2020 to June the 1st 2022. Yeah, that sounds like 2 years to me. What's the amount of interest earned? Interest, well, the amount, the thing we call amount is equal to the principal, I believe we spell that one this way, plus the interest, right? So if we know the principal and we know the amount, then the interest is the amount minus the principal. And we have 4280 minus 4,000. Are you getting this? Talk with your chest, sir. And we have 280. Yeah, so 280. I just check it out OBS. I might switch back over to Streamlabs in the next video. Hey, you have 200 people here on a Sunday did math with me. Well done, Alia. So 280. So that goes here. So that's interest. So this is like predictions for what is coming for your exam next month, and a little change. The rate of interest. Well, we have some equations with simple interest. We have the simple interest equation is principal by rate by time over 100. We have the next equation that amount is equal to the principal plus the simple interest. You can take a screenshot of this when I'm done. And we have the equation with these guys. That's the 3 equation with those guys there. We have principal is equal to simple interest times 100 divided by rate by time. We have rate is equal to simple interest times 100 divided by principal by time. And you have time is equal to simple interest times 100 divided by, divided by. The next two things, always be the next two things. So like you see how you have principal, you have rate and time here. You have rate, you have principal and time here. So you have time, we're looking for a nice principal and a rate here. No. It's principal. You tell it, use the math teacher or I the math teacher? Who say that? Alex, use the math teacher or I the math teacher here? Next thing I wrong for real. No. It's principal. But we always say principal. We always say principal, like if we pronounce it like this, but it's actually principal. Alright, so let's get into the question. This question is asking us to find a rate. That's the formula we want to sabotage. Not sabotage. Make use of principal by time. We have this, we have this, we have this, we have that. If you all remember, what was the simple interest? We just found 280. The principal was 4,000. The time was 2 years. So we can find the rate. No problem. Put that in your calculator and tell me what you get. Hey, look, the CSEC spy come out waving flag and posting a rainbow, boy. Yeah, this is a sample paper based on predictions what could come in all your exam. Those from last year know what's up. All you know what's up, people from last year. So what we had 280. Let's put the fraction first. We had 280 multiplied by 100 divided by 4,000. That's not 4,000. 4,000. Oh gosh, help me. 4,000 multiplied by 2 years. 7 over 2. What do you get? 3.5. 3.5. So this is 3.5 and this is a percentage because we did the 100. So this is 3.5% is the rate. Why isn't it chat if I understand everything so far? Determine the amount of time it would take for Joseph's investment to reach 8,000 at the same rate. So what we want to do now is whip out the timers. The timers. We're going to take him. You see him? You see him there? We want this equation. So on the time, we want to find out T when the amount, not the interest, when the amount is... Did I make a mistake? Will I get 14 or 3.5? Only 14 and thing come out from. It was 14% or 3.5? What is that? Let me just check back my calculator. 280 times 100. 280, 100, 4,000 times. Well, I'm 14 was about. I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah, so 3.5. I don't know if I multiply this 7 times 2. Whoa, so the amount of time it will take to get this to 8,000, boy, when the amount is 8,000. How long that gonna take? The T when the amount arrives at 8,000. Think about that. Sit down and think about that. Well, we have the principal. We have the rate. We need to find the simple interest that will accrue in that time. So we could put it in there. So the simple interest would be 8,000, the amount, minus 4,000. Because remember, your investment reach up to 8,000. Think with me. Think. So you get you get 4,000 here. So this is the simple interest. This is double. This is sometimes they don't say this. Of course, injustice. Sometimes they say the amount of time it will take for the investment to double. So 4,000 to 8,000, they literally say that sometimes. Calculate the amount of time it takes for the investment to double. So in that case, the simple interest, the interest on that investment has to be 4,000. So you all understand what we do here now. Now that we can just plug it, now we can just make use of this formula that I gave you a time here. The principal is 4,000 as well. Backs. The rate is 3.5. Oh, the 14 was for the I don't know the right 14. I'm still trying to figure out where that 14 come out from. So this is going to be 28.5 years. Yeah, it is similar to what it gets in 28.5 years. 28.5 years and are going somewhere this. Determine the amount of time it would take for Joseph investment to reach 8,000. Well, as seen here, we are 28.5 years, but we'll have to actually put 29 years since interest is calculated annually. You see, on the 25th year, he's not going to get money. In the middle of the 25th year, he's not going to get no money either. It's only when the year done he getting money. So with these kind of questions, you need to actually put 29. You need to, even if they're 28.2, you would still need to round up, right? So it's in the 29th year, he will have this kind of money to talk about. Read this question out of 10. Well, let's take a look at the answers and make sure everything was up to mark. So we still cleaning up these questions. Get the page the answer is on. Yeah, so 3.5, 4,000, blah, 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 28.5. Therefore, the amount of time it would take for Joseph investment to reach 8,000 at the same rate of interest is 29 years. Everything is up to mark. Let's go back. Oi. Those of you all who know, anybody here from last year who had the question bank that I created, which was like a prediction of what coming last year? Once that sample papers, I'm doing the same thing again this year. So that was like fire from last year. We're bringing that same fire this year. All right, so question 2. Question 2 for the people. Why is this so big? With or without you? What? Question 2A. Why it had that? They don't have that any question. That was. So what happened is that we gave the questions to someone to type up, and like the person who typed it up wasn't 200 in the typing up departments now, boy. So them copying and pasting and thing, boy. 2A. So go ahead and do question 2A. That's called a linear equation. So there are many ways to do this. I think one of the complex ways you may be thinking about doing this is and Javish is giving out the number to get lessons. Like if you're in Form 4 and you want to join my classes, and if you're in Form 4, join my classes. I mean even saying if you want to join, just join my classes. Just be safe. All right. So you could find the LCM here and then find for X and thing, but I'll kind of like back and out by. To me, I think the best thing to do is bring across this and then do a cross multiplying thing. Are you with me on that? That making more sense, isn't? So let me just write it over and we'll go and do it on a clean page. I feeling the bring across vibes. I don't know about all you. I think we should bring across this and we'll end up with verify with me that you would see something like this if you do that. Now we can take this negative sign and put it on the 3, or we could assign it to the X, but we can't assign it to the both of them. That's not how it works. So like negative a half is the same as negative 1 and 2. It's the same as 1 and negative 2, believe it or not, but it's not the same as negative 1 divided by negative 2. The faster you become comfortable with that, the better for you and your family. So we're going to multiply and we'll get 2x is equal to negative 3 by 2x minus 3. Right. And then we'll have 2x is equal to negative 6x plus 9. Now what happened here, boy? I do a kind of cross. What's this technique called? This technique is called distribution. Alright? Keep in mind that if the negative 3 multiplied by the negative 3, it'll actually give me positive 9. And now I could bring across this and it will turn to positive. So 2x plus 6x is equal to 9. So I'll have 8x is equal to 9. Again, x is equal to 9 over 8. Anybody get that same thing? Michelle in the chat. Well done. Well done. Let me see if anybody else can be working that fast this afternoon. I wonder if I'll stay if I make this a short live. It depends on how the energy run. It depends on how the I thought it would be like 60 something people here. Nearly 300 people here. Don't forget to close off the live chat and press like. And then you can bring it back up. 4RT minus 2R squared 9M squared minus N. What is this? Factorize each of the following expressions completely. I love this, to be honest. This will be like a little oasis in the midst of the maths paper. This is just, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but I really love this. This is niceness. So let me write it here. What is common? That's what you ask yourself. What is common? A wrapper. What is common? You're gonna take out the 2. You're gonna see a R. One of the R's could come out because there's an R here, and 2 can come out there. The T isn't common. So I'll have like 2R into, what to put here, boy? I need a 2, I need a T, and I need another R. Are you with me on that? 2R by 2T is like 4RT, and 2R by R is negative R is minus 2R squared. And you're done there now. Can't get better than that. You can't get better than that. No spamming, please. Yes, I know we have people from all over the world. Yes, because I see we always have some people from India and thing. So we have 9M squared. Those from last year, remember. We used to have a whole crew from India. 9M squared minus N to the power 4. This looking like bacchanal here, boy. Wait, sir. This could come for the exam, believe it or not. And what to do if you're in this case. Now, you should know in this part of the paper, they like to do a question called difference. Why isn't he chatting for you know about this? Difference of 2 squares. And this looking like it could be something. Now, all you've seen 4. Yeah, this looking like it could be something like that. So, let me see how we're going to approach this on a clean page. On a clean page, we will put this bang like that. And then we will say we want to get the square root of each of them. That's how we normally do this style. So we'll be like the square root of 9M squared is equal to 3M. You go and double check that and make sure I talking sense. Make sure you believe me. And the square root of N to the power 4. Now N to the power 4 is the same as writing N times N times N times N, which is the same as writing N squared times N squared. So in a way, N to the power 4 is N squared to be squared. So if I find the square root of N to the power 4, I agree that it's going to be N squared. The square root of N to the power 4 is N squared. And we're ready to perform. Look upon your neighbor and say we're ready to perform. So what we're going to do now is say, therefore, this 9M squared minus N to the power 4 is equal to, and you use these two things that we just found, 3M minus N squared. Look at me here, look at me there. And you put it again, 3M, but don't put minus this time, put plus. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you collect your marks here. Well done, Aquino, well done, Calvon, well done, Sean, Shania. We have brilliant people out here. Right, so last but not least, we have this beautiful quadratic here, and quadratic should be food for you. If you don't know how to do quadratic, write it down. After this live video, go and look at my video on factorizing and solving quadratic equations. It's one of the popular videos on this channel. 3a squared minus 8a minus 3. We're going to split this into 2. And the two numbers must add back to give me negative 8, but at the same time multiply to give me negative 9. So from that, after you go through much trial and tribulation, you would realize that the two numbers is negative 9 and 1a. Right? So you have 3a squared minus 3. Why isn't it chat if you know how to factorize a quadratic? What has happened is that the people who follow my channel generally good in maths and just following it to get better. So he's get plenty wise. But then coming up to exam time, we get everybody, the whole of the Caribbean. And then it's be like too late, too late is the cry. So this is how this thing is go. This is what you should get. So we have 3a plus 1a minus 3 from Leandra. Michelle is working really fast today. Oh gosh, like the official Speedy, who is Delicia, super sad. We are Sean, Shania, all the usual. Whoa, the number's gone up again. And here we go. Let A star B be. So this topic is factorization. The chances of this coming in your exam is very close to 100%. The chances of this coming is like about 60-70%. This binary operator is just a fancy way of substituting. I like to call it a fancy substitution. So they're saying that A star B is this contraption here. So therefore 2 star 3, you just want to replace the numbers. So like this is A and this is B. You understand? It's called this is called the binary operator. So I'm going to put back the 4, but instead of A I'm going to write 2. Instead of B I'm going to write 3. And there's a B here again. You notice there's a B here. This is what I'm following, eh? There's a B there as well. So I'm going to put 3 here and put squared. And then I'm going to let the arithmetic take place. So I get 24 minus 9. So what is this? Is this 15? Are we getting that answer in the chat? Oh, nobody was really quick this rounds. 4 by 2 is 8 3s are 24 minus 9. Double check. Yeah, man, that looking good to me. That looking good to me. Justify your answer completely. Justifying your answer completely determine whether or not the operation is commutative. So there are 3 main styles of laws that you can be tested on. And I feel like I say this maybe about 200 times in my life earlier. Maybe about 200 times. There's the commutative law. What else? There's the associative law. And there's the distributive law. And I will be teaching it for 200 and something time this year in my new maths class that's starting on July. This is one of the first topics that I teach. Alright, so commutative law. Commutative law says it doesn't matter the order. Meaning if I have 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. Commute. That's the word I like you to remember. Or even better, order. And associative law, the word that I suggest is group. So like associative law has to do with like 3 terms. So what happened, it doesn't matter if you add the first 2 or the last 2 first. Doesn't matter which group you deal with first. You're going to get the same answer. Think about it. Like if I have 3 plus 4 plus 5. If I add 4 and 5 first, I will get 9, and 9 and 3 is 12. If I add 3 and 4 first, I'll get 7, and 7 and 5 is still 12. So the associative law has to do with grouping, and everybody know the distributive law. This has to do with expanding. It has to do with how one operation performs across the other. So like A into B plus C, how multiplication performs across addition or subtraction. Some things to know with the associative and commutative law. Only addition and multiplication is obey these laws, people. Subtraction and division, disobedient. Them do not obey these laws. For example, 6 divided by 2 is 3. But 2 divided by 6 is not 3. It's a third. So, yeah boy. Division is problems. Okay, back to the question. So, they want us to show that this operation, whether or not it's commutative. Well, that's simple. You need to just, instead of writing 2 star 3, let's write 3 star 2. And let's work out the value of that. So you'll have 4 by 3 by 2. You all understand what's happening in here? I'm using back the same thing, but instead of A being 2, A is now 3 because I rearranged it. A is now 3 and B is now 2. And let's see if we get 15. If we get the same answer, if we get the same answer, it means that yes, this solely a commutative, here being the commutative law. Oh, my head blocking. Yikes. So we just moved that across there, and this is gonna be what is this? A3 is 24, and here again, but this time we have minus 4. We have 20, which is not equal to 15, and you need to justify your answer. And anytime they say justify your answer completely, you know, you just get paranoid and think, I wonder if I explain that to the fullest, boy. Well, since 2 star 3 is not equal to 3 star 2, the operation is not commutative. You does your hand, you walk away there, you collect your marks. Alright, Shane, big up yourself. We're ready to go on to the next question. So this is the algebra. In the algebra section, a host of different things could come. If you want to know everything that could come in this question, just look Cohen-Springer algebra. Look for Cohen-Springer algebra on YouTube. Let's keep going. We are now on to number 3, and this is a construction. I can't, you wouldn't get sets. This was removed. This is removed. This construction here, you wouldn't get sets in paper 2. They're not doing that. You'll get sets in paper 1. This construction here, you want to construct a triangle AB 5.5, ABC is 90, and BAC is. So what I advise with construction, before you do the construction, just kind of size it up. AB is 5, ABC is 90. So if we decide to put C here, this would have to be 90. And BAC is 60. BAC is 60. So this angle here will have to be 60. Now, one thing people do is underestimate how big a 60 degrees is. So you start off, that's one of the common mistakes. Well, it's not really a mistake, but it's lead to problems. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, you have the question here, and you have your next question here, and they leave a big, nice space for you to draw the diagram, and you decide to start here in the middle. And then when you construct your 60 degrees, you end up, whoa, a triangle in the question, your triangle going into the question, and it looking like it jacked the scene, right? Dr. Keith Rowley, jacked the scene. You're going and you start off bad, you should have started off down here. So what will help you to avoid doing that is the little sketch in the beginning. The little sketch in the beginning, right? So this is 90 as well. Alright, so let's go. 5.5 from A to B, and from B to C, we have ABC, we have a 90 degrees. I can't really construct this here. I don't have my overhead camera and things set up, but it is, you draw your baseline, you make a point there, you make a curve here with your compass, making sure that your compass was open to whatever that was, 4.3. That was way off. 5.5 centimeters. You construct your 90 degrees here. There are 2 accepted ways to construct the 90 degree. One is a kind of bisecting way, where you just cut there, come here, bang, 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 and you bisect this. I don't really like that method, because not everybody understand that method. Like, I don't know, I don't advise that method. The method that I advise you to do is make a curve like this. Make a curve like this. So you're sticking your compass here. This is number 1. And you create this curve. And then you're sticking your compass here. This is number 2. And why isn't each other if you know how to do this? Keeping it the same length all the time. Then you put your compass here. This is number 3. The point of the compass, the sticky part. And you make it here. Then the 4th. Well, when you're making the 3rd curve, you can let it go like this. And when you make the 4th one, you come and you cut right there. And this line, this spot here, this point, bring that down. You see this contraption, that's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for. With straight lines and a compass. They're looking for it to look like that. And then the 60 degrees is the easiest one. You come here, you stick in your compass, you make this little curve, and then you make a next curve like this, using the same length. You cut your line through, and you see, I didn't plan ahead, boy. But I could do this, you can't do that. And then when you're done with all your light lines, you come and hit them a nice, you hit them with the 2B pencil. Not to mash up the everything, so that little 2 thing. Oops. Alright, listen ready. You darken this, right? I don't want to mess up the diagram. And that's what we're looking for. What is this? A, B, C. Now, some people would have had this drawn like this, where A, B, C. You still had to get it correct if you get it like that, but yeah, that is wildness. Why are you doing that? Alright, so let's keep on moving. What country are you from, boy? We are 382 people here. Type your country. Type your country, yes, and your school in the chat. We're gonna go into number 4. Number 4 is functions. This is beautiful. Now, this part that I'm gonna do, you must be able to do this. What are 2 dots there for? That paranoid. What was that? Anyhow, you must be able to do this. There's functions with inputting functions and thing. Must be able to do this. So let me see how we're gonna do this. They give you the function g of x, and notice how this function has 2 x's in it. So when it's time to do the inverse, you have to do a little trick. And now we need to do g of 1. Well, g of x is 2x minus 3 over x plus 2. And the reason I know this is because it was written over here. So g of x is equal to 2x minus 3. Let's go and do this on here. So now they're asking us to find g of 1. Ta-da! So to find g of 1, you're going to take this 1 and put it everywhere you see x. So it'll be like 2 by 1 minus 3 and 1 plus 2. So you'll end up with negative 1 over 3, which is negative a third. Free max free run. Anybody have that in the chat yet? Let's give a little time at the start for it, you know, shine all the brilliant people to run it through. Alright, so we have Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad, Pleasantville, SEC, Guyana, TT, Presando, Jamaica, De Carteret College. I hope I pronounced that correct. What? Joshua Aliong, Masters in UV Manufacturing and Engineering Department. You come back to do some CSEC maths, bro. Waterloo SEC, that's right over so. Jamaica, Boom Bang Bing, Holy Faith Convent, Penal. Oh gosh, the convent in the bush. Jamaica. Alright, so we get negative a third. Let's get the next one. Find the value of x where the function is undefined. I probably get this question. This is strange enough. I get this question in my inbox and Instagram frequently. Like, so what they're talking about. So I don't know if teachers just not teaching this or something. I don't know. When they say find the value of x where the function is undefined, they're literally saying find the value of x that would make division by 0 a thing. All of them are put in simpler terms. Find the value of x that will change the denominator to 0. Because if you type anything on your calculator and write divide by 0, your calculator going to say, nah, we don't do that over here. So if you try to divide by 0 in maths, no. Error 2, error this, math error, some kind of thing will happen on your calculator. We don't do that. We don't divide by 0. That's like trying to divide by something that's infinitely small. There's infinite divisions that could be done. So we can't divide by 0. It's undefined is the word we use. So if this was to change to 0, problems. And I see the answer in the chat. So you put they want to see this. X plus 2 is equal to 0. You just take the denominator, equate it to 0, and bring across wherever it is. Sometimes you might have like a 3 here, so then you'll have to bring across the 3, so you'll get like negative 3 over 2 in the end if it had a 3 there. Like this. Yeah, in the end. But it just had a 2. So when you bring across the 2, negative 2. And if I put negative 2 in this, it'll go to 0, which is bad manners. So that's the answer there. X is equal to negative 2 is where this is undefined. Find the value of x which g of x is equal to 4 over 9. So you want 4 over 9 to come here, and then you're solving. So in other words, we have 2x minus 3 and x plus 2. And instead of g of x, we want to write 4 over 9. Just take a pause on the chat. Right, bless. Now, I'm not exaggerating earlier. Like every day somebody's message me and say they want me to personally teach them in maths for free. like if I used to teach I mean, it's a good ask. I might have been asking the same thing too, but being realistic. And you know, back in the days, I used to try and do these things. So, sir, I need help. You alone could help me, sir. Sir, I understand when you show me, sir, thing, bap. So I come right and we set up time and we are teaching. But if I try to do that for everybody, that impossible. I had to do a whole set of other things. I have classes almost every day. And then I run in the whole student hub. And then I do YouTube too. So, and I just see somebody ask that day and it just cracked me up. So, we want to find x. So, 4 by x plus 2. This is what students like to call cross multiply. And this is a nice spot we can do this. So, in other words, this comes up and this comes up. Yeah, it's a kind of cross multiply vibes. But I don't like to talk too much about cross multiply because then students is trying to cross multiply this. They were trying to cross multiply this. And you're supposed to do LCM in this case because both of them on the same side, you know what I mean? So make sure you cross multiply only when you could cross multiply. So you have 4 by x and 4 by 2. So you have 4x plus 8 is equal to 18x minus 27. So what we did there was we distributed the numbers on the outside to the inside. And I see negative 19 over 22 as the answer. Or is it 5 over 2? And then when you bring across the 18, I'm seeing that you'll get 4x minus 18x is equal to negative 27 minus 8. 4x minus 18x is negative 14x. Oh yes, and negative 27 minus 8 is negative 25. Now, this is some what we call directed numbers here, so you must understand how to subtract and thing with negative numbers involved. And then x will be equal to negative 35 over negative 14. Now, since both of them negative, we could get rid of the negative sign. So we could say 35 over 14. And even before we do that, we can see that 7 could go into both of these. 7 can go into this 5 times, and 7 can go into this 2 times. So the answer is 5 over 2, which a lot of persons already have in the chat a long time ago. So x is equal to 5 over 2. Bless up. Draw we finally reach here. Find an expression for g inverse of x. So this really gives students problems. So pay attention to this, please. So g of x is equal to 2x minus 3 x plus 2. G of x is equal to that. And we want to find g inverse earlier. We want to find g inverse given that g of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So there's a set list of steps that we do all the time, and I'm going to like really race through this, but I'll show you what to do when you encounter like 2 x's. So yeah, first let g of x be equal to y. So you have y is equal to 2x minus 3 all over x plus 2. Then we have what we say is interchanging variables. And you want to write the things in red, not in the color red. You don't need to write it in the color red. But I mean, this must be written. So what people is do is just write this part and the other part and the other part they're going to write. Write what you're doing. This is instructions for your maths here. This is, you have to write that. That's actually part of the answer when you're doing it like this. So x is equal to 2y minus 3y plus 2. Now notice I didn't leave this as an x here. I interchange. Anywhere that I saw x, I placed y. Anywhere that I see x, I put x now. So I have successfully interchanged variables. The next step is make, this is where I'm blocking, y, I wrote y there, the subject of the formula. The subject of a formula. I write the formula behind me, people. Make y the subject of the formula. I didn't, but you know, well, you can see. So make y the subject of the formula. So how we're going to do this, we need to bring this up from the denominator one time. So we're doing a little black pen, red pen thing here. X is equal to y plus 2 is equal to 2y minus 3. Why isn't it chat if all you're good up to here? I'll leave up the life. Petition accepted. I'll leave up this life. So x by y and then x by 2. So you'll have xy plus 2 x is equal to 2y minus 3. Now most people don't know what to do from here. You're like you're lost here. Like what to do, boy? What to do? I know I'm trying to make y the subject of the formula, but there are 2 y's. So what do I do? Well, here's what you do. You bring across the other y and you make him meet your friend. And this is an x, so let him come across there. So you have minus 3 minus 2x now. Taking that line. Taking that line. Now, you realize that you have 2 y's here and we can do something called factorization. So you'll pull out the y and you'll have x plus 2 and you'll have negative 3 minus 2x here. And then y is equal to negative 3 minus 2x over x plus 2. What happened? We bring down the x plus 2. Like we divide both sides by x plus 2 then. And then you say therefore, and then you write f inverse. That's our custom with f. G inverse of x is really negative 3 minus 2x all over x plus 2. That's how the thing is work earlier. Take it down, practice it, make sure you have it. Exodus was the first one to put the answer. Well done. Now I want to just, what page is this? We're on page 54. This book will probably be made up. This is called the Question Bank. It's a book that I produced right before exams that kind of predicts the exam or gives you a nice preparation for the exam. This book should be available probably digitally in the next 2 weeks. So if you're interested, take down this number. This is the number we used to register for classes, 7840619. And if you're a lot of people not from Trinidad, so put +1868 as the area code before, and WhatsApp that number and free up yourself. Draw the following lines on the grid below. Draw the following lines on the grid below. Nah, I am not feeling to do that. Anybody ever revising and then you see some graph thing and you're like, alright, revision finish, like close up. I not talk about that graph life. Alright, let me draw this. So we join y is equal to 2x and 2x plus y is equal to 7. On the grid, shade this region, that region, that region, and that region. So the line y is equal to 2x is actually really easy to draw. This line, not so much, but we can substitute points. So we want the line y is equal to 2x. So let me go and draw the line y is equal to 2x first. So here we have a beautiful grid, if I must say so myself. The grid looks spectacular. The line y is equal to x. Everybody know what the line y is equal to x looks like? The line y is equal to x looks like that. Everywhere along this line, y is equal to x, 4, 4, 6, 6. What do you think this called? The line y equal to x4. That's the line. That's the line y is equal to x. But if you have the line y, what are we doing? They didn't ask me for the line y equal to x. They asked me for the line y equal to 2x. So when x is 2, I'm looking to see that y is 4. So verify that that is a point on the line y is equal to 2x. When x is 5, y is 10. There you go. There's another point on that line. And similarly, when x is like negative 4, y will be negative 8. It must pass through 0 because 0 is 0. When x is 0, y is 0. And I'll draw this line in red. There we go. Perfection. So this is the line y is equal to 2x. Additionally, we were asked to draw the line y plus 2x is equal to 7. So how do you draw a line when they just give it like this? When they just give it like this, how do you draw the line? Y plus 2x. Well, you need to substitute values. So the first value I would substitute is like when x is equal to 0, because that's like that's like the easiest value. So when x is equal to 0, that goes. So y is equal to 7. Are you with me? So you're going to get a point here, 0, 7. Double check it there. Don't take my word for it. And then when x is equal to like 1. Not 1, I see like 4. 4 looking good. When x is equal to 4, y plus 2 by 4 is equal to 7. So y is equal to 7 minus 8. Let's see what I do there. 2 by 4 is 8. Bring it across negative. So you get negative 1. So when x is equal to 4, y should be doing that kind of thing somewhere around there. Once you get 2 points and you're confident in your maths, yeah, you're good to go. You could just connect them 2 points, man. So that looking like he's doing so, and he will continue to do that doing that way. I hope, please tell me I'm drawing this line correctly here, because I find it tilting a little bit now. Let me just check a 8 value there, like a 8. So if I put y is equal to 8 instead, this will be like 2 by 8 is 16. So I expecting like -9. So -9 when it's about 8 there. So yeah, bang. Nice. I was doing it good, man. I was doing it good. So that's the line thereabouts, people. Something like that. I'm not feeling to draw the next part of the line, really not feeling to draw it. I find I do enough work there. My top piece looking like it break a little bit, but small thing. That's the resolution. So now they ask us to shade these regions. Says shade the region. Okay, it's one region, and it needs to satisfy all these things. It needs to satisfy x must be greater than or equal to 0. Y must be greater than or equal to 0. Y must be less than or equal to 2x, and y plus 2x must be less than or equal to 7. Let me show you where that region is. And I know where that region is because I am a great maths teacher. So if you want to find a region, let me just make sure I did the right thing. Yeah. We want x greater than 0. So x must be greater than 0. X is only greater than 0 from this way. Y is only greater than 0 from this way. So you know we shading somewhere on this side. Are you with me? Y is in the chat if follow with me. So we know what we're doing here. Y must be less than or equal to 2x. So you see the red line? It must be under the red line because they say less than. And y plus 2x must be less than or equal to 7. So you see the orange line? I hope that's coming across orange on your screen. It must be under the orange line. So you need a region, stay with me, that is on this part of the graph, that is under the red line and under the orange line at the same time. I mean, once everything working good, I don't mean to be insultive. Once everything working good, you should be seeing that is this region the way it's shade. All you realize that? That was obvious, or it wasn't obvious? So it's this region that they want us to shade. They want us to shade where x is greater than 0, that's this way. Where y is greater than 0, that's this way. And it's under the red line and orange under the orange line, all at the same time. That is the answer there. Still have 400 people here. Well, I guess I had to keep going. Alright. That is it. Max we run. So when they bring inequalities in the first part of the CSEC maths paper, this is what they do. So if they do this for next month, this is what you'll get. Something similar to this. Inequalities this is like a what is called it, Dragonair or whatever. They Dragonair and then it's going to, what is the next one? I can't remember more Pokemon names. But this is like the real baby, and then it's still into the monster. The monster of inequalities is linear programming. So there's a video that I have on linear programming. Write it down. L-I-N-E-A-R. Actually doing this in my class this week. Linear programming. Sending them off with a bang. Linear programming. We're gonna be tackling that. Anybody here from a class, we're gonna be tackling that this week, right? So linear programming is when inequalities get a new look. Okay, so we have a cumulative frequency, which is one of the popular things for statistics. Statistics usually comes in question 5. Very likely it will come in your question 5. Determine the upper class boundary. Ooh, they're asking us nice things. We like these things. Upper class boundary for the class 21 to 40. That's this class. Now you may be tempted to say that the upper class boundary is 40. Don't do that. It's not 40. There's a difference. You see something? Let me show you something with these soldiers. Hey, and I load up a picture there. You have 1 to 10. I'm just making up something. 11 to 20. 21 to 30. These are they call these class intervals. This is how these intervals operate. You have two different names. This number here is called the limit, specifically the upper class limit. Upper class limit. Write that down. This number here, this is coming in your multiple choice. It's called the lower class limit. Write that down. So those are the limits. The boundaries is when you go a little extra, bro. Usually it's be 0.5. But it's actually between this and that, which is normally be right a number up away. So between 10 and 11 is 10.5. So even if I had a number like 10.4, it means it's going in this class. If I had a number like 10.5, guess what? It's going into this class because the boundaries tell us who accepted and who not accepted. And there's a nice little thing I used to explain that, but I feel I don't have the time for that right now. So determine the upper class boundary for the class 21 to 40, it's 40.5. Determine the class width for the class 41 to 60. Once again, so people let's get this wrong by saying 40, and people let's get this wrong by saying 60 minus 41 is whatever they get. So if you're about to type that, just backspace it. Just backspace it. Oh, please don't type that. That's not the class width. The class width, with the class width, you actually need to subtract boundaries. So what's the boundary from 41 to 60? The boundary here, let's imagine 60.5 being there, and let's imagine 40.5 being here. And if I subtract 60.5 with 40.5, wisdom will tell me that I'm getting 20. So believe it or not, the class width is actually 20. A way to quickly spot the class width is like watching these two numbers here. So 80 minus 60 is 20. Right, let's keep it rolling. How many there were recorded? This is about days I didn't even know what it was about. How many there were recorded in the class interval 81 to 100? Now, I love this question. I am in love with this question. This has the 3 common mistakes in these graphs. Like, these are 3 really easy questions with quick mistakes that you could make. As a matter of fact, I put in this on Instagram. Put on Instagram. And all those in my chat here, well, you know the answer already. So I could just look, brilliant and thing on the Instagram. But this is the 3 common mistakes. You see, you're seeing the number of there recorded in class interval 81 to 100. It's very tempting to put 58 now. So now if this column was frequency, put 58. But this column is cumulative frequency. So let's get rid of everything. This column is cumulative frequency. What does this mean? This means we had 2 here, but we actually had 4 here. Think about it. Think about it. Because what number was added to get 6? And then what number was added to get 15? Think about it. It means we had 9 added on here. So what number was added on in this category so that it bounced up to 36? 36 minus 9. How much you get? 27. That's a lot of days. And what number was added on here? Well, 58 take away. So you get your 2. And then you get next 2. So everybody who's saying 22 days, well, it's professionals. So 22 is the answer. Why isn't it chat if you understand that? This is something you need to be acquainted with. Really, really acquainted with. 22 days. There was chosen at random from the 80 day. So there had a plural. 22 day. I don't know. They have a plural for days. I'll look up that now. I teach maths. Plural for days. Feel like days is the plural of day. What is the probability that the weight of there is more than 100.5 kilogram? Alright, so we're going to find how many days were above 100.5. 100.5 comes smack dab here. So that's this little 2 here. So how much much actually was in this little column here? You could tell me? How much was in this column here? So, well, 73 take away 58. 15. And how much was in this column here? Well, you went from 73 to 80. Seven. So you had 15 and 7. So we have 15 over 15 plus 7 days that are over, that are more than 105, 100.5. It like sheep, just there. Well done. Thanks. Thanks, Google. So 100.5. Read the question again. What is the probability that the weight of a day is more than 100.5 kilograms? Well, how many days or day are there more than 100.5 kilograms? Turns out there are 15 plus 7. Okay, fine. So 15 plus 7 is another 22. So there are 22 days, but they don't want the number, they want the probability. So you're going to put 22 all over 80 is the probability. This is the number of desired outcomes over the total number of outcomes. So the probability that a day is chosen at random would be 22 over 80. We can break this down to 11 over 40, and I'm seeing this answer in the chat in a few places. No, did they ask for percentage probability? If they didn't ask for percentage probability, 11 over 40 is beautiful. 11 over 40 good. If that's a percentage, just multiply by 100. See Michelle claiming all your copy in hands as they. The median weight was calculated to be 70.5. Is this calculation correct? Justify your answer completely. Well, yes. 2 marks alone? Excuse me. The median weight was calculated to be 70.5. Is this calculation correct? Justify your answer completely. What do you think, by? Because we really know what to do. the median weight was calculated to be 70.5. So in the middle. Now there's a number of ways to do this. There are a number of ways to do this. I think the best way would be to record the median yourself using the frequency. Alright, so let's stay with me. Since we're using cumulative frequency, this means that all of the values are arranged in order. Right? You understand? It goes straight up to 80. So the median occurs at, and what we normally use in this CSEC maths is we say n plus 1 over 2, the total number over 2, so 81 over 2, but this is normally used for odd numbers, but still 81 over 2, you get 40.5. so around the 40th term, the 40th term is going to occur inside which category? The 40th term. So the median occurs at the 40.5th day, or in the cumulative frequency. You all understand what I'm doing here? Why is in the chat if you all understand what I'm doing? I feel like maybe some people kind of lost. So 40.5. Well, somebody asking me about my ex. Okay. All right. 40.5. This what I'm really saying is like, how to say this, why? Cumulative frequency is normally do a kind of curve like this, right? And this going up in order. So like say this was 80. The median is a curve here at the 40th term, about the 40th term. And you find this value. So I'm doing that without drawing the graph. The median is in the middle now. So you have 80 terms. The median will occur in the 40th term. The 40th term is definitely in this weight bracket. So, and remember it's 2 marks. So that's your answer there. Is no. How about no? The median weight cannot be 70.5 because the 40th term occurs in the 81 to 100 class interval. This was just niceness. This whole question was just niceness. It really tests your understanding of everything surrounding cumulative frequency. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the answers and then we're going on to do some more questions. So why am I looking at the answers? To make sure that everything was typed up properly. Ding, 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 ding. So we got 15. Now remember, we do this just now. It's not commutative, right? 20 wasn't equal to 15. We drew this. This is the construction that we drew just now. Mine looked better than this. It did not. We're not doing the sets. G of x, we get this negative a third. We got the 4 nines. We got the x minus 2. We got 5 over 2, remember that, or 2.5. We interchange the variables and we did not get this for G inverse. What really going on here, bro? So I'll double check this one because they brought the x across on this side. And looking a little sus. If I multiply both sides by negative. Possible. We'll see. To be double checked. And then we drew our lines and then we shaded. What they indicated, y is less than 2x and y plus 2x is less than 7. Anyone, did I shade the wrong region? Y plus 2x is less, I'll look again a question wrong here now. Y plus 2x is less than 7. Less than or equal to 7. And we need to double check our value. Let's check this value. 7, yeah, that works. Let's check this value. 6 plus, that works. Yeah, the region is actually here, guys. It wasn't obvious. I was wrong. This region, let's double check this region. Like if I use like maybe 2 and 2. 2 plus 2 by 2. Nah, I good to go. I good to go. Unless so there's some kind of, I was correct. They're playing around with me. So this person drew this, which is, but this is not the same as that. So I was correct. So I wasn't wrong, because I'm never wrong. So this was correct to go with. This was correct to go with from the beginning. Something, but there's something up here. So let me just write that for the editor. Oh boy. Shaded region. We nearly reached up to the question we're going at. The runoff. We come into the answers. 42x 58 22. We got that as well, and we get the 22 over 80. We got all of that. So the median weight was between 81 and 100. You don't even need to go ahead and find the median because they never ask you to find the median. They ask you to if this is correct. So from the time it's in the same class interval, fire for them. Construct the, we had to construct the cumulative frequency curve. Well, I'm glad I scrolled through here. Add y, the premium account, add y 2 plus x. I'll go back and check that now, right? The premium account is saying that I had something. So 2, 4, 6, 9, 15, 21, 36, da, 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 da. Once you get a cumulative frequency, which was given to you, you're going to plot the cumulative frequency. Not with the mid interval value. another error in this. So your cumulative frequency, what is a cumulative frequency plotted with? Plotted is a word. What do you plot your cumulative frequency with on the X? Answer that question. What do we plot the cumulative frequency with? Do we plot the cumulative frequency with the mid-interval value, or do we plot it with our upper class boundary? The cumulative frequency is not plotted with the y'all hearing me properly? The cumulative frequency is not plotted with the mid-interval value. Cumulative frequency is plotted with the upper class boundary. So I don't know if this was plotted with the upper class boundary. I think this was done mechanically, because it's looking like it's the upper class boundary now. 0.5, 20.5, 40.5. So that was a piece of bacchanal. Because I noticed this saying 10.5, 30.5, 50.5, but they're using the upper class boundary here 0.5, 20.5, 40.5. So the cumulative frequency, and the cumulative frequency graph does not look like this. It looks more like, and I think I had a sample of this graph somewhere. Drawn. Let me see if I can just pull it up very quickly. I'll just stay with me. We're learning something here. You're taking something your way. I'm gonna take right like this. Ignore this curve. But the cumulative frequency is plotted with a curve, not with disjointed lines. Jack. No, we don't do that. You need to plot a curve, otherwise you're going to lose real marks. And you're not going to use these dots. You're actually going to use X's. So a lot of stuff to take away from this. So you're using your upper class boundary when you're plotting your cumulative frequency. Now I have this on YouTube and a short video. You're using your upper class boundary. Now let's just swing back. We're going to do some more questions. If you all update, why isn't chat if you all up to more questions? But I'm going to just double check that I did this correctly. Add x plus 2 here. Alright, this should be negative. Yeah, that's the only thing. This should be negative. The premium, you're still here? Is this you're talking about? Well done. Because I brought across the 2y, but I didn't change the negative. And then this will bring it across. So the answers they got, they just multiply by -1, meaning everything here was positive, and they switched to 2 minus x, which will be the same thing. Alright, so everything is all right with the wheel again. Let's keep going. I think we was on page 54 or something like that. Here we are. So I'm going to skip the drawing the cumulative frequency graph. Just look up the video I have on cumulative frequency. Let's get into more stuff. State the coordinates of A, B, and C. Write that in the chat very quickly. State the coordinates of A, B, and C. So the coordinates of A should be 0, 2. Coordinates of C should be 5. Somebody could just put enter Pancho. Pancho, take it easy with them wise and Joshua Reed. I'll take it easy with the wise, please. Before so we have 5, 0. And here we have 0, what's that? 0, 2. And here we have 6, 8. So that, on the diagram above, draw A prime, B prime, C prime, a reflection of the triangle in the line x is equal to -1. So when I draw the line x is equal to -1 and reflect it, fine, I can do that. I know how to do that. So draw the line x is equal to -1. X or y? Oh, so it's not y, it's x. And I draw the wrong thing. X is equal to -1. That is x is equal to 1. X is equal to -1 looks like this. So it's a vertical line. And now we want to draw the points A prime and C. It should be the same distance across, right? So like how this is 5, don't go and put 5 here because it's actually off by a little bit. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll end up over here. Not even on 6, but on 7. Good stuff. And then we know B is up in the sky. It will be on the same thing, about one more, so like about there. So our reflection should look like this: A prime, C prime, B prime. Why is in the chat if you agree with that? Alright, so a reflection of the line in the line Y. Oh, they want us to reflect the thing that we just draw. Yeah, people. Love and blessings. We're going to finish after this question, so just hold it down. We want to do a reflection in the line Y is equal to -1. So I'm going to draw this line and drop the reflection on them. So the line Y is equal to -1. Let's do this one in red instead. Looks like this. Ish. The line Y is equal to -1. Then C would be here, A would be here, and B would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 down, so that'll be like on 10 here. Wow, that looking kind of far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Nah, that's too far. Is this good? But over here instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it actually need to be all the way down here. When I drop the red, I'll see if it's looking good. Red. That looking alright? What do you think? So the reflection, it needs to be the same. It's not alright. The A, we have a problem with the A. The reflection needs to be the same distance. I'm trying to carry that, but I didn't want to go. It needs to be the same distance away from the mirror line. So you see how this is 1, 2, 3? I did 1, 2 just now. It should actually be up here. 3. So that was a little issue there, boy. Now, it looking good? What do you think? Yeah, I find that looking good enough. Let's just double check. This is our mirror line. It's 1 down. The B is the only problem now. The B needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down. So 1, and we started on -1 and reached -10. So yeah, so that's good. So this is the reflection of the reflection in the line Y is equal to -1. Describe fully the single transformation that will map this. Notice the second one here, which is this. What will send this back to that, the single transformation? It's not a reflection, because if you reflect, it didn't really have a reflection that we could get this. So we already smelling that rotation. When you're describing a rotation, you need to describe a lot of things. So it's a rotation. You need to describe the center. So it's a rotation about the origin, aka 0, 0. It's going to be 180 degrees. And the last thing I need to describe is the direction, but it don't really matter when it's 180. I could just say clockwise or anything would work. So when you're putting this in words, it's a clockwise rotation about the origin 180 degrees, or it's a rotation in a clockwise direction 180 degrees about the origin. I just make sure you stay these three things, 1, 2, 3. Make note of that. Some kind of rotation, reflection, some kind of thing must happen. Here we have this question. What you feel? And you do this question, I'm giving only a quick opportunity here. Why isn't it chatting for you and do number 7? There's some errors to fix in this question. Now if we why is you already deciding if you are going and do one more question? You can see the rotation works. This is the origin. Oh, whoop. Is it about the origin? Good thing I pause to check. Where the origin? The origin over here. This is solely not about the origin. This is solely about the line. This is solely about... Anybody correct man now, boy? Nobody correct man now. Now, CX, the chances of CXC giving you a rotation that's not about the origin, slim to none. But it so turns out that this is not about the origin. I watching here, and that is not the origin. The origin is over here. This didn't get rotated about the origin. This get rotated about where these two mirror lines intersect. Wow, anybody notice that? So the A went there, 180 degrees. The C went there. That's the next way of finding the center, connecting the 2 points. Like that, when it's 180. Very nice. So people saying yes, do the next question. Let's go and check and see if the answer had the correct thing. Yes. Yes, so the answer actually had the correct thing, which is really good. Alright, so back to page 56. And people want us to do this. Thanks, Mud. Yeah, somebody else over doing it. So draw figure 4 of the sequence. Now CXC known for giving you some notorious things to draw, but not this. Not this part. Then they give you so much drawing to do. But for the sake of the people now, but we can just draw it. Because I have little tricks and things to help me draw this thing really fast. So if I want to draw this, I could just talk to y'all, and as I talking to y'all, I drawing this thing, man. Well, I'm already talking, but I could tell you I'm drawing, and draw your lines down, down. You're not supposed to draw on top of the diagram, eh? I just doing that for shortcut. Down, come across. Good Sunday evening. I'll listen down watching me drawing lines and dots. Watch your maths is how people doing now, boy. Then draw them diagonal lines there. Waps. I need to assign some new mods, because the mods that I have, a lot of them in Cape now, so they may not be able to stay for the entire CXC. So as I start to get to know the names this year, don't find if bam, all of a sudden here's a mod on Cohen Springer YouTube channel. And all you have to do is when people over spam and just say, take a break there, bro. Take a break. Alright, so I get to draw one. And then copy it. Paste it. Like 2. 10 so 100, but we can live. Copy it. Paste it again. And like 3. So it just impossible. CXC would ask you to draw this, because who really going to draw that? Who going to draw that? Who? Right? Was expecting. Assign me, Sir Michelle. Yeah, right, Michelle. Yeah, wish granted. Add moderator. Look at that. All of a sudden, he's a moderator now. Michelle for Mod Michelle. People campaigning and thing out here. You don't win the elections. Alright, but what I wanted to focus on this question is not the drawing part. I think everybody's kind of get the drawing part correctly. It have only one or two odd people who is coming at draw their drawings attached to the people them drawing, which is not what you're supposed to do. The thing that I want to focus on is this. Right now we ignoring the instructions to the editor here. We ignoring them instructions. Let's do our thing. Yeah, hopefully, let me zoom in a little bit. So we want to fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Alright, so perimeter of the figure, it went from 4, 8, 12. What you're looking for is an indication in how the values are increasing. I'm from Trinidad. So it's going up by 4s. So to me, I don't know about you, but I like to figure out the end first. In fact, I am telling you here today, Sunday the 23rd of May, the key is to figure out the end first. Right? So you're going to put 4n here. Let's see if we can figure out the end here now. Now this is going 4, 9, 16. This is actually using square numbers. This is also using square numbers. 1, 4, 9. And this is adding the square numbers. So this, sit down here, simple so, is actually the hardest type of series that comes. And this only comes once every like 11 years or something. So it's a unicorn. Now, if you want to know more about this topic, just search Kerwin Springer Investigation. The name of this topic is Investigation. Kerwin Springer Investigation or Kerwin Springer Series and Sequences. That's how it comes for CSEC maths. This is actually a bigger topic in pure maths where we use the summation and we use a lot of other things. But in CSEC maths, they just want you to use a kind of investigation method to figure it out. So you should be able to identify square numbers. And when you have square numbers, is that you have n squared, right? Whatever it is squared. So I have 1 squared is 1. That's this. 2 squared, so when 2 is n, is 4. So that's this. So that's great. So one of this part here is n squared. So I'm going to put n squared. Anybody get this out? Nobody. Rahel, you're missing something here. Rahel, you're coming close. So this is n squared. So we get the first part out plus. What's going on with this side? Well, it seems like this is thinking in the future, because this is actually 2 squared even though we are in figure 1. So what we're going to call this is n plus 1 squared. Action figure. So this is going to be n plus 1 squared. So whatever this equal whatever, right? So this is n plus 1 squared. Yeah, it's like it's thinking into the future. So getting the square root of this was the square root of 225. Oh, first we had to do this one. So to solve this one, 4 by n would be 16. And to figure out what's going on here, we'll have 16 here, which is 4 squared, and we'll have 25 here. And 25 plus 16 is how much? Is it 41? I feel like it's 41. 25 plus 16 is 41. Well then, Michelle, newly ascribed moderator, doing things, big things out here. So this is a really nice case study of a question. In this part, we're trying to figure out what is the initial n. So it's like, since this is n squared, we want the square root going here.
Now, plus n squared, I could actually simplify this and see what will happen. N squared plus 2n plus 1. This will be 2n squared plus 2n plus 1. That's what I could put there. 2n squared plus 2n plus 1. And I'll take a look at the answers and see what was being expected. 2n squared plus 2n plus 1. Anyhow, back to this. If this is 225, the square, and a lot of people see that it's 15 already, so I'm going to put 15. And here I'll have to put 16. Y'all agree with me? Well, this is 16 squared. So this is 15. So this is like 16 squared. I kind of tie up myself there. So 15 by 4 will give me this answer. And 15 by 4 is how much? 15 by 2 is 30. 15 by 4 would be 60. Anybody confused with how we get this? How we figuring out this? This is 108. So to go backwards, I'll need to divide by 4. If I divide 100 by 4, I'll get 25. If I divide 8 by 4, I'll get 2. So to me, 108 divided by 4 looking like 27. And the square of 27 is, God alone knows what the square of 27 is. 27 squared, 729. We don't really need to know what is 27 squared. You have the calculator for that. So 729 and add 1 to 27, meaning you get 28 squared, 784 plus 729, 1513. Why isn't it chatting for you? Okay with that? That's our answer. Yes, sir, do it over again, please. Alright, so for those who confused, I want to introduce you. I don't want to just give you the fish. I want to teach you how to fish. Right? So there's YouTube. The reason I pull back my YouTube across is right. You see, a good thing I pull it back across because Tigger latest music video pop out there, and you know this video is PG friendly now, boy. We're looking for Cohen Springer investigation. So if you search this Cohen Springer investigation, here you see this series of videos, investigating investigations. Go and find this and learn this. I don't know where the part 1 is. I really don't know where the part 1 is. But 1, 2, 3, all of these are really good videos. And you would see me do past paper questions on these, explaining in detail the technique required to solve these questions. Here we have it again. And this is a stream. This is me sit down just doing continual, well, from here, continual investigation questions. Well, a little bit of investigation questions. But I'm also doing functions, relations, and graphs in the middle of this, right? Alright, people. So how long we live for? Hour and 30 minutes, not bad. That's not good. That's not a bad start. So this thing we do now, che. So I feel like coming through again. Not next week. Probably tomorrow self. I might come through in the middle of the day and we're gonna be doing some more work. There's no method to the madness yet. When we in June, I'll have a more solid timetable, but right now I'm still in a host a different thing. So I just, whenever I could come live, I come live. Do duck your class in school to come on my live, or do if you have to. Till we meet again, you can close off the live chat and press like on the video. I'll leave the video up. I made a mistake at the start of the video. I'll probably have to attach it in the chat. But I fixed it later on when I brought across the number and it did not the negative. Alright, people. Till we meet again. End stream. No, I don't like to end the stream from here. I don't remember how to do this. I end the stream from here. begging for a haircut, boy. Begging. Oh, Baba. Stop streaming.